What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Kyle here. I know it's been quite some time, so don't yell at me too hard. I have some reasoning behind that for my absence over the last year or so. For starters, I just want to throw it out there that I was in a new relationship that I am still in, and everything is going absolutely wonderful. So that is one big life change. And the other big life change is I made a huge career change that pretty much put me in school for 6 months. So during those 6 months, I pretty much had to put the bike away for the better part of it, and I obviously didn't have time to record or edit videos, yada yada yada. So with that being said, when I was able to get out and ride, I just wanted to get out, get on the bike, and just get away from everything, de-stress for a little bit, which I know you guys can completely understand. But I digress. We can get into all that stuff later on. So first things first, you might be wondering, it is February here. As you remember, my dad's 2011 Street Glide is kind of put away for the winter, and my 21 Road Glide, which we didn't do videos on last year because I was going through a lot of changes. But when we get this baby out, you're going to see some nice stuff that I did to this last spring, which kind of started the life changes, so I didn't really get time to put it on a video or anything, but we'll get into that in another video. But I did do some, little motor work to it. Nothing crazy, but we'll get into that in another video. The reason for today's video is I added a new bike to the stable again. As you guys remember, about 2 or 3 years ago, I had a 2020 Sportster 48, which I went ahead and, did the tank lift on, put the Harley Z bars on. I had white wall tires and such on that one. As you guys know, I'll pop the link to that video up in the corner and down in the description. But as you know, a couple years ago, I sold it back to the dealership just because of the used bike prices. They were paying extremely high for used bikes. So it just made financial sense for me to do that. And in that video, I stated that in the future, I will add another bike to the stable. It's just a matter of when. And I went and did that this past weekend. Now, in that video, I talked about my love for Harley Dynas, and that being the project bike that I would love to add to the channel. However, on Marketplace and dealerships, people still want an arm and a leg for those bikes, respectively, obviously because they're awesome and Harley doesn't make them anymore. So I understand that fully. However, from a financial sense, because obviously me being a small YouTuber, there's not much money coming in to really help that out. But I just can't justify spending $7,000, $10,000, $13,000 on another bike for the channel. Now, I understand I could get a Dyna for $5,000 or $6,000. However, the work that I would have to put into it to kind of clean it up and make it nice would take me, plus the mods that I want to do to it, would take me to that $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 easily. So what I got instead, which I think I remember saying in the video, is if I could get my hands on an older Sportster that was carbureted and possibly an 883, so we could do motor work to it ourselves, because obviously I've never done a deep dive into motor work before, and that's something that interests me. So why not, buy a cheaper bike and experiment on it myself, so that way we can kind of go along together and kind of just get a deep dive and just wrenching in your own garage. That leads me to what I purchased. So let me stop rambling and show you guys what I got. So that is it right there. I got a 2003 100th Anniversary Edition Sportster 883. Now, as you can see, this thing is absolutely mint. I got this thing for an absolute steal of a price. And the best part yet is this thing isn't even fully broken in at only 884 miles. That is right, you heard me. 884 miles for this 2003, pretty much absolutely stock Sportster 883. As you guys can see, it still obviously has the stock pipes. And as you can see, it's got the badging there, and the badging there. Let me go ahead and turn it on. So right there, 843 miles. That is it. Now, with that being said, I got this thing for an absolute steal. As you guys see, it is practically fully stock with 843 miles, but there's downsides to that as well, and I will get into that real quick. Some of the early downsides to this are it still has the stock tires from 2003, it still has the stock fluids as well as the stock brake fluid. So first order of business for me is I got tires coming on order, and I went ahead to the dealership, picked up some DOT5 brake fluid because that's what the older Sportsters use. And we're going to go ahead in the upcoming videos. We're going to get the tires changed out, flush the brake fluid, and maybe put some miles on it a little bit, circulate the oil through it, and then we'll do a full oil change, primary adjustment, and lube the clutch cable and stuff like that, just to get it safe to ride on the road. Obviously, because I'm not riding this bike in February with cinders on the road, cold pavement, with 22-year-old tires that are absolutely hard as a rock. So that's where we stand as far as this bike goes. Now, because of me kind of wanting a Dyna, this is gonna be kind of a Dyna Bro Sportster kind of build. However, with that being said, I'm not gonna go too crazy on it because it is an anniversary edition bike, and I really kind of would like to preserve it as much as possible as a 100th anniversary bike, because I really want to keep this thing for the long haul and just make it a collector's item as well as a fun little toy. So that's really the only thing that's going to limit my Dyna Bro sporty build. It's just because some parts I'll just kind of want to keep stock just for the sake of it being the anniversary edition. So with that being said, I do have some parts that arrived early for this bike. So let's go ahead and get into them. So as you guys see, I already got a box from J&P Cycles. We're going to rip that open here in just about a minute. And then as you can see, I got a Harley bag, which I stated earlier, new brake fluid, new spark plugs, because why not? You know, the other ones are old as dirt by now, and spark plugs are cheap, so why not just change them out while we're going through everything. And then I just got a new oil filter for when we go ahead and change the oil coming up here, whenever it's nice enough and the roads are clean to where I can ride on the roads without getting salt all over everything. So without further ado, let's get this box unpackaged. So, real quick, in this box, let's go over what I got. So, I got a custom dynamic lay down curved plate frame to kind of get rid of that ugly stock straight upright license plate, just because I can kind of see that getting in the way. I went ahead and got a chrome top battery cover as well as a chrome battery cover. These are pretty inexpensive, from Drag Specialties through JP Cycles, which is something I don't know. As you guys can see, the Sportster doesn't have a battery cover. Obviously it's got the chrome strap on the top, but no cover. Now when I bought this, the gentleman said that these years of Sportsters never came with a battery cover. I don't know. Please leave down in the comments if that is true. I don't know. It looks absolutely like an eyesore to me. I don't know why something like this would not come with a battery cover. I don't know. So if you know, let me know down in the comments. But anyhow, I was able to pick these up for pretty much under 40 bucks. I think this was like 30 bucks and this was like 10 bucks. So yeah, like 40 bucks. Not really that big of a deal, but I don't know. And the other two things are I got Milwaukee Twins passenger foot pegs because, as I said in the beginning part of the video, I now am in a relationship. So the girlfriend does like to ride with me. So obviously he went ahead, the other owner put the Drag Specialties seat on it. I do have the stock single person seat over there, but thank goodness he at least put this on. As you can see, there are no passenger foot pegs. So that is step one to having a passenger on the back. And as you can see, like that straight up plate's just annoying. You want to lay that back and curve it to fit the curvature of the back frame and just make it look a little nicer. But nonetheless, and then last but not least, we have a docking hardware kit for a detachable sissy bar. We're going to add those on. And as of me recording this video, I was actually able to find a nice detachable sissy bar off a 2001 Sportster with the pad and the little luggage rack on the back. It looks to be in pretty pristine condition. The guy has it listed for 50 bucks. So this afternoon, I'm going to go hopefully pick that up. So then that way we'll have a sissy bar for it. Nothing crazy, just a short one. You guys will see if the deal goes through and I get the sissy bar on. But that's pretty much where I stand on this bike right now. The primary things that I want to do to it are new tires, flush the brake fluid, put fresh fluids in for the motor and the primary, readjust everything, oil up the clutch lever and stuff like that, get it safe roadworthy. And by safe roadworthy, I mean just, you know, like what I said with tires and fresh fluids. And then the next thing I want to worry about is getting it set up to where my girlfriend can ride with me, which obviously I have pegs, working on a sissy bar, so that way she's comfortable on short little rides with me. And then after that, we'll get into I'm trying to look for slip-on exhaust, preferably the old baloney cut slip-on Screaming Eagle 2s or the Screaming Eagles, whichever one. So if you guys got pristine ones or something, drop a comment down below or send me a DM on Instagram because maybe we can work out a deal. I found a pair local, but the guy's kind of, you know, just leaving me in the dust here or there. You know how marketplace deals go. So that would be the next thing. Kind of add a little bit of a bark to the stock 883 just because, I don't know, I'm just one of those people that think a little bit more noise might help someone hear you coming or hear you next to them. That's just me. And then lastly but not least, for the foreseeable future, just kind of convert the headlight, turn signals, and brake light over to LED because that is another thing that I kind of look at from a safety aspect is I want to have people see me coming. So that's just kind of the future projects right away for this bike. I know I talked about doing a 1200 kit or possibly a 1250 or 1275 hammer kit. I don't know. I'm still doing research on those. But nonetheless, that would be a winter project. So that's not anytime soon. So without me rambling on too much, I think we're going to stop this video right here. And then I'll pick up possibly installing some of these new parts. But thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, my apologies on my year and a half hiatus from YouTube. But now with my new job, I do get a lot more time off, which means I have more time for my passion for motorcycles, as well as my passion on making content for you guys. So if you made it this far in the video, please go ahead, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, so that way you guys get notified when I post new videos like this one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!